Hello, everyone. Migrants all over the world are celebrating today because December 18th is International Day for Migrants. In Hong Kong, we are celebrating it too. I'm Cynthia Abdon, Tellez, the General Manager of the Mission for Migrant Workers here at St. John's Cathedral, and you're watching our special program, Migrants Matter, a talk show for and about migrants and their supporters. Today, we shall meet many special guests. Among them are migrant domestic workers who have received our services and mentoring of the mission in the past months. We shall hear how their lives have been changed. Their stories are our reason to celebrate.
You know, Cynthia, we have more reasons to celebrate. My name is Johannie, the Community Relations Officer of the mission. And today, we will also feature some of our volunteers and supporters who have brought smiles and comfort to many migrants in need. We'll talk with them to better understand their motivation and drive to help us serve migrants in Hong Kong.
And later on, to conclude our series of shows for our Migrant Festival, we shall hear a message from our board to express our pleasure and gratitude for serving you and working with you. Join us in the coming hour.
Celebrate with us here at
Migrants Matter.
Hi everyone, we are Coexist, a student-led migrant workers advocacy group from Chinese International School, and here is what we have to say for International Migrants Day.
I wish everyone well and prosperous. Although we have had a tumultuous year, I am sure that we can seek our stream of peace in our deepest hearts.
I wanted to thank the migrant workers community for supporting the Hong Kong community. Thank you for all that you do, and personally, I want to thank my helper for being there for me and being such a big part in my life.
Our first pair of guests are coming from our Asian migrant community here in Hong Kong. And we will talk to them about how they got connected with the Mission for Migrant Workers and how their experiences have been.
They will be joining us through Zoom. The first is Devi, an Indonesian domestic worker who was assisted by Mission for Migrant Workers on her case and was also accommodated in the shelter. Welcome, Devi.
Hello, thank you.
Joining her is Fredolyn, a Filipina domestic worker who has attended a number of our skills training, participated in our service fair, and also conducted migrant care centers. Hello, Freda.
Hello, thank you.
Let me start with you, Devi. Can you tell us how you got to know about the Mission for Migrant Workers?
I'm on mission from the one migrant friend. When I'm run away from employer house, he gave me a number of Indonesian organization member, and she tell me about the mission and also better house shelter, and that's why I know the mission.
So, what happened to your case?
I have physical abuse and also sexual harassment. And also a police case.
Okay. Was it hard to fight for your rights during the time of COVID?
Yeah, it's really very hard to fight, but I never give up.
Good, yeah.
So, Devi, can you tell us what did you learn from this experience?
I get so many things. now I can do I know how to do when I have problem with my employer. I know the labor rights, and I know how to do the same like that. Before I don't know everything.
So, did you think, did it change your life?
Yeah, it changed. Very changed my life. Before I'm very afraid, and now it's not afraid anymore.
Thank you, Debbie. How about you, Freda? We know that you participate in some of trainings that sponsored by the mission. Can you share with us about them?
Well, all the what do you call that? All the oh my goodness,
The training.
the trainings
Great.
that I've attended is I enjoy it very much because I learned a lot from it, and it is also I'm applying it when
Good.
I'm doing the MCC because it
Yes.
is only uh that is only where I can share what I learned.
Uh-huh. Did you
And
enjoy those trainings?
of
Sorry
course,
to cut
I
you.
did enjoy it very, very much. It's
Oh,
very
good.
enjoyable, especially the first aid. It's
Mm-hmm.
because you really you are going to do it really by yourself, that you're not going to rely on other person. You have to make sure that you know, because I've tried also like first aid also in the Philippines, but it's different. But here is also different because when you learn those, you can use it when in the family you are serving, and also in your own family, or maybe when you have somebody, other people, you see, because the first aid especially is it is when you help someone who is on that spot. So I advise a lot of most of the migrants that they should take first aid because it's really, really very good.
Yeah. Thank you. How did you manage during the time of COVID?
Well, it's quite difficult because um, I just came from the place where the virus come out.
Oh,
Um,
really?
yes, because when we arrived, they already said about the virus, so they will say that you have to be quarantined. But what my employer did is she asked me not to go out for at least 3 weeks to make sure that we are safe, because we have been in Wuhan for at least 15 days.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah, we have been
yeah.
there for 15 days. So
Mm-hmm.
he said that to make sure that we are not infected, although we are sure that we are not, but just to make sure ourselves is okay. And
Yes.
also at the same time, it's really quite difficult because you don't meet your friends. It's only the time that you meet your friends that you say that, oh, I forget about my workload, I forget about problems.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can we ask now the both of you, Devi and Freda, how else do you think can the mission for migrant workers serve you better? If you have other ideas that you can share with us, Freda.
For me, I cannot think of any more, any others, but I just want to say that please continue to serve the migrants, because migrants doesn't know anything when they come to the this country, and it's only you who can guide them, who can guide us. And especially when we have problems to our employers, I'm sure you're the only one who can help us, because nobody else except
Mhm.
the mission. I just want to say continue the good work, and I'm sure everyone is going to be successful in their daily life when you are helping them.
Thank you. Thank you. How about Devi?
For me, I'm just I just continue what you do now. Um, yeah, I think for all migrants, um, you helping all migrant all of us is us very well, and I think just continue that. And thank you also for helping me and change my life much better than before.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Devi and Freda. We are humbled by your sharing with us. We promise you the mission for migrant workers will strive to fulfill one of our mottos, serving migrants anytime, anywhere.
Yeah. Yes, Johannie. And today, this celebration is about you, the migrant workers who have been affected by the pandemic in so many ways. And yet you persevered. You persevered your rights, seek justice, and work for your own empowerment. Thank you for making us an instrument in the life changing process.
Thank you again, Freda and Devi. Would both of you would like to say something to people watching?
Debbie?
Devi?
Yeah.
Yeah, for our migrant friends, I just want to say don't be don't be scared, don't be afraid when you have problem with your employer. Mission is always helping us. It's always here for us and never give up. And also for all my friend in Beton House, is just keep fighting. Don't be afraid anymore because mission is always helping us. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Devi. Freda, do you have to share?
Well, for me, I think to all my fellow migrants, um, if you have any problems or you want to ask about your rights here in the foreign country, the mission is open 24 hours. So you don't hesitate, you don't be afraid, call them. They will answer you anytime. I'm sure they will give good answers to your problem. So make sure that you have the number of the mission with you all the time so that in case it may not be your problem, it might be your neighbor or it might be a friend, you can give them that number and ask them to call the mission so the mission will help them in all what they can. So mission, thank you very much for always there for us. God bless.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you. Up next, after a short break, we will meet a domestic worker and the family that she works for. And they will tell us the story of why they say they are a happy home.
Thank you for always being there to support us, to encourage us, and you're really a big figure in a lot of people's lives. And despite Corona, I hope that you're able to get through this and stay safe.
Hi, I just wanted to say thank you. Hong Kong would not be the same without all of you. Thank you so much for all the sacrifices you guys have made, and we just wanted to let you know that we appreciate every single one of you. Please take care.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to yet another segment of Migrants Matter.
Since 2017, the Mission for Migrant Workers has led this program called Happy Homes to showcase inspiring stories of harmony in Hong Kong households and successful employer-employee awareness raising.
We have asked domestic workers to nominate their employers' families if they do think that their working and personal relationships fall under the criteria of being a happy home where rights are respected, humanity is recognized, and mutual respect is attained. As we say, a happy worker does make the home happier.
Let us meet Suwati and her employer Matthew and Kat. Suwati is an Indonesian domestic worker who was terribly enslaved by her former employer, made her work without pay for more than 5 years with no days off or holidays. We introduced her to an employer who knew what happened to Suwati and the case she filed against the previous employer who was put to prison. And Kat and Matthew, who needed someone to look after her newborn, hired Suwati. And eventually, Suwati nominated Kat and Matthew's family to our Happy Homes project. Welcome, Suwati. Welcome, Matthew and Kat.
Welcome and welcome, baby.
Hello, baby.
Hi, baby.
Baby.
Hi.
Yeah. Let me ask you, Suwati, what made you nominate your employer to the Happy Homes project?
I nominate them because are so same as my family. They are so good to me, so I am good to also them. Most important, they give me all my benefit in the contract.
Okay. Ooh, yeah.
So, what was your reaction when you learned that you and your family were nominated, Kat and Matthew?
We feel very exciting and thankful to our helper because we know she like working in our family.
Yes. Wow. Let me ask you both. To what would you credit the good and happy relationship you have now? In other words, how do you think you became a happy home? Surati, can you say something about that? How do you think you became a happy home?
Because my employer's home is like my own home. They always make me happy. They give me day off. They give me full salary.
Wow. Okay.
And I also make them happy by working hard and feel happy to work.
Wow. Thank you. How about Matthew and Kath? What do you think made yours a happy home?
Because we think we just treat Sharaki is just like our family members, and we treat her just like our sister. And then she always make happy to our family, and also take very good care for our baby, and also make cooks many good delicious,
really
very yummy food many. So we also just have many sharing to her, and she also have many sharing to us. So I think just make us all our home is very happy and warm also.
Yeah. Your story is very heartwarming and inspiring. We hope that more Hong Kong household families would become like yours. To that effect, what advice or suggestions you can give to other households who have the potential to be like yours?
That's a good question, Johannie. By the way, maybe we can first ask Surati, what advice can you give other domestic workers on how to work for a better relationship with your employer's family?
Most important is you know your rights. If you are wrong, you can say sorry and correct your mistake. If you do not know what to do, you can ask them. Just like that. So good communication, talking to each other, open to each other, can explain each other opinion.
Yeah. And yes, Matthew.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you
Uh,
think? Yeah.
I
Can
think
you can what can you say about I mean, what do you want to say to other employers out there?
just like Surati say, I think good communication is very important because I think many household or employer have some maybe have some misleading with each other because of their culture or their language, so at maybe just a small mistake they will score the domestic helper. But I think we should treat them as I said before, treat her as a family member, so that I think everything can communicate with her first, and also to give her a good living condition, and also to maybe just ask her what do you want. For example, she like to eat the spicy food, we will maybe buy for her, and then maybe she wants to buy something, maybe we can give some suggestion to her, and also just treat her as a family members, and then give your warm heart to her. I think she can feel that you treat her good, then she will have a same reaction to you. So we make the whole family member is good. Just like Shirati, he also treat baby, take her the baby very good, also make her very happy, happy baby also, and makes a family very warm. Yes, happy.
Oh yeah.
Thank you for the advice, both Suwati and Matthew and Kat, that communication, mutual understanding, and respect is very important. So thank you again, Suwati, Matthew, and Kat, for joining us today. And for all the other domestic workers who are watching, our Happy Homes program is continuously accepting nominations from you. If you think that yours a happy home, then please visit our website www.migrants.net and look for our Happy Homes page to contact us at 9529-0387.
Thank you so much, Kath, Matthew, Surati, and Baby. Thank you very much for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Bye, baby.
Bye.
When we return, we'll speak with our volunteers who helped us serve migrant workers in need. In return, they gained a one-of-a-kind experience as they immersed in the world of Asian domestic workers and developed friendship and solidarity with them.
You are watching Migrants Matter. We will be back.
I just want to give a big thank you to the migrant workers in Hong Kong because they are the backbone of Hong Kong and they aren't appreciated enough.
We just wanted to say a big thank you to all the migrant workers out there who have made such a big positive impact on our community, and my own auntie who was there for my entire childhood, was a great companion and took great care of me, and my childhood would be so different without her.
Welcome back to our third segment of Migrants Matter. We are so happy to have with us our volunteers. Let us meet Coco from Hong Kong, who started volunteering with us last summer. Hello, Coco.
Hi, everyone.
And next we have Colleen. Colleen is a volunteer from France who will be staying with us until next June. Hi, Colleen.
Hi, everybody.
So welcome, Coco and Colleen. Let me start with you, Coco. How were you able to connect with us? What made you decide to volunteer with us at the mission?
So I connected with the mission for migrant workers when I was in Taiwan, actually, I was reading a piece of news. It was talking about a migrant worker who was diagnosed with cancer, but then she was fired by her employer. But thankfully, Bethune House took her in as shelter. Remember, I thought Bethune House is so good, being able to provide help to a really distressed migrant worker. And then so I googled more information on Bethune House and found out that it's working with Mission for Migrant Workers. So I sent an email to Mission for Migrant Workers and contacted you guys to see if I can volunteer for you guys. And yeah, I decided to work there because I also wanted to help out a little bit, because I feel that these migrant workers are receiving very unfair treatment. So if I can perhaps contribute a bit of time to help, then I'd be very willing to. So yeah, that's how I contacted and connected with you guys, and also volunteered there.
Thank you, Coco. How about you, Colin?
So I was coming to Hong Kong and I wanted to volunteer in the field of human rights and migrations. So some of my friends from Hong Kong suggested that I should approach associations assisting migrant domestic workers, which I did. So I found out about the mission and decided to send an email as well. And Johannie replied to me.
Thank you, Colin. So can you share with us how was your volunteer work? Can you share with us what you did, Colin?
So I only just arrived 2 months ago, but I got to work on some specific events like the raffle draw. I also helped, for example, distributing sanitizers or flyers to migrant domestic workers on Sundays. But I feel like my main task was to work on the cases by imputing previous cases or summarizing them. And I also received training on the policies about domestic work in Hong Kong and on the contracts for domestic workers.
Thank you, Colin. How about you, Coco? Can you share with us as well?
Yeah, so what I did in Mission for Migrant Workers was trying to arrange different files, because there are so many case files of different migrant workers. And also I was helping some of the clients jot down their chronology when they visited the office. And also, of course, I accompanied some of the clients to visit different places, because some of them had to, for example, have a meeting with the employer. So I accompanied them to the, for example, labor's department or immigration department, places like that. Yeah.
Thank you. Is there anything that you discovered about the world of domestic workers that you didn't know before, or surprised you while you were working with us, Coco?
One thing that I discovered, but I didn't know before, was how strong the network of migrant workers are in Hong Kong. For example, the Filipino migrant workers. So we've got Mission for Migrant Workers helping them, obviously. And also there's Gabriella Hong Kong and all other different kind of Filipino unions. And it feels like everyone in those organizations know each other. So the network is so closely knitted, and it's a very good thing. And I'm very happy to find out that so many of these migrant workers are supporting each other, and they can often get help or advice from their friends and also people from these organizations. So it's a good thing to find out, I think. I just didn't notice before, so I shouldn't feel surprised about it, but yeah, it's good to find out about it.
Thank you, Coco. Then how about you, Colin? Is there anything you find surprising?
Yes. While reading through the cases, I was really shocked by how ill treatments towards migrant workers are widely spread, especially in some cases, the accommodations that are very precarious for the migrant workers in the employer's house. And of course, I knew it was happening, but I wasn't conscious that it happened so often. I wasn't aware of its extent, sorry.
Thank you, Colin. So I will ask for you the last questions. So if we ask you what 3 things you enjoyed about volunteering with us, what are they? Maybe we can have Coco first.
Okay, so 3 things I enjoy the most. The first thing is hearing the clients successfully solving their cases was a very enjoyable thing to hear. And I'm very happy too, because you know how so many clients walk in every day to the office and telling you guys about the cases, and it's quite sad to hear about these stories. But once they successfully solve the case, for example, get their monetary claim back, then it's a good news. So I enjoy listening to these, and also I feel like I'm sharing their happiness. And the second thing is the food I enjoyed when I was volunteering with you. And there was one time I went to the outreach program with Johannie and Colleen in Central, and I tried that coconut macaron. It was so good. So it was a Filipino special. So I really enjoyed that. So I had to include that in this answer. And the third thing is accompanying the migrant workers to different places. Yeah, like I mentioned, because during the journey we chatted a lot, and we kind of opened up to each other. And normally, like, we probably wouldn't do this to a stranger from a different place. But so these trips allow some human interactions. That's an enjoyable experience to get to know each other, and also listen to stories that you probably wouldn't hear otherwise. Yeah, so that's quite enjoyable.
Thank you, Coco. How about you, Colin?
I really appreciate the fact that I can get to really deepen the situation of migrant workers in Hong Kong by committing myself for such a long time, in my case, several months. And secondly, I also really appreciate the help the staff has to offer, like receiving training and learn about several new different tasks. And I think the most interesting thing for me in the work for the mission is really working on the cases to see how they are handled, if they are settled, and so on. It's really my favorite part.
Thank you both, Colin and Coco. Actually, it's very happy for us to know that you guys are happy volunteering with us. So before we end this interview, let me first express our gratitude for you both for the time, energy, and thoughts you gave to us, help us, and help the migrant domestic workers here. When we received more and more volunteers and interns from university and even secondary students, we are happy. Young people, we believe, are the hope of Hong Kong. Will one day be a society who can treat migrants as workers, not as slaves. With the likes of you, that dreams never dies. So thank you, Coco and Colin, for joining us today. If you have any final words to those who are watching, maybe other students or young people who are now inspired to come to the mission to volunteer. Colin?
First, thank you also for having me as a volunteer at the mission. And I cannot speak in the name of the mission, but I feel like help is always appreciated and needed in that field. And that with only a lot of help, we will be able to change something.
Thank you, Colin. How about you, Coco?
I'd say I definitely would recommend people to intern or volunteer at Mission for Migrant Workers, because it's a very enjoyable experience. Like, I learned a lot there, even though I didn't spend, in a whole, I didn't spend that much time at the office, but I really think that it's a worthwhile experience, especially when you get to help a vulnerable group and also listen to their stories. And also because everyone in the office is a tight-knit family and they support each other. And so, yeah, I'm very happy to be part of this organization. Yeah.
Thank you, Coco. Thank you, both of you, for joining us today again. We are now approaching our final segments. After more greetings, we will come back to meet the chairman of the board of the mission.
Hi, thank you to all the migrant workers in Hong Kong. You guys have been the backbone of Hong Kong for so many years, behind the scenes, supporting and caring for us. So I really hope that you guys have a great International Migrants Day and a great Christmas. I hope you guys stay strong through all this COVID situation and hope you guys can see your family soon. I would like to give a personal shout out to my own helper who has been with me for over 17 years. She has really been through all the ups and downs with me and she's always been there for me. So thank you so much and hope all of you guys have a great Christmas and International Migrants Day.
Hi to all the migrant workers in Hong Kong. I just want to say thank you for all your help, especially this past year because we know it's been really tough. Also, we hope that you can go home and see your family soon. Thank you and Merry Christmas.
We are back. The last hour has been very enjoyable as we heard from our many special guests about their experiences with the mission for migrant workers. It is because of them, the migrant workers, their supporters, and our volunteers, and that we celebrate today. They are the reasons we hold this Migrants Festival.
But before we say farewell, let us express our sincere gratitude to all of you for joining us in this journey of serving migrants anytime, anywhere, and untiringly working for an inclusive and caring Hong Kong. We have with us today Father Dwight de la Torre of St. John's Cathedral, who is the chairperson of our board of directors. Father Dwight?
Thank you so much for listening to Migrants Matter. On 10th November of this year, Father Robert Martin, the chaplain of Emmanuel Chapel, a daughter church of St. John's Cathedral, shared his reflection on Luke 17:7 to 10 in YouTube. The text deals with how masters should treat their slaves. In that remarkable reflection, Father Robert says, "When I read today's gospel from Luke, I don't think of slaves as who has just come in from plowing or tending sheep in the field, as in olden times, but rather I think of those who serve us every day, those who serve us often without a name or a face or a thanks. As I think of these servants, I begin to understand why so many of us find it difficult to think ourselves as being servants as well." I'd like to thank Father Robert for bringing up in his gospel reflection a reality that has plagued Hong Kong for so long. The more than 350,000 foreign domestic workers, despite their ubiquitous presence in Central, Causeway Bay, Mong Kok, Sha Tin, on Sundays and statutory holidays, remain largely invisible. I am glad we have this Migrants Matter because this is one way of airing to the public that no, they are not invisible and that they are very much part of Hong Kong society. We have just heard from foreign domestic workers themselves, their pains and sorrows, their joys and victories, their struggles and their aspirations. I am reminded of what Eni Lestari, an Indonesian foreign domestic worker herself, who said at the founding Congress of the International Migrants Assembly held in Hong Kong years ago, For too long, others spoke for us. Now, let us speak for ourselves. The Congress was attended by representatives of more than 300 migrant workers organizations all over the world. And I find it extremely meaningful that we are doing this as we are still within the season of Advent. For those of us who are not familiar with what is Advent, Advent is the season composed of the 4 weeks or the 4 Sundays before December 25, before Christmas Day. For Christians, the season of Advent is a season of waiting for the return of Jesus. It is liturgically observed by lighting a candle, one for each week. And one of those candles is the candle of hope. That employers and their families shared their expectations and experiences with their foreign domestic workers, and volunteers shared their insights and life-changing experiences. I see the candle of hope shining more brightly this year as we all look forward to a society where foreign domestic workers or foreign migrant workers are treated as human beings whose rights and dignity are respected. Again, thank you so much, everybody, that we at the mission may fulfill our ministry to my foreign domestic workers, serving them anytime, anywhere. Thank you and good evening.
Such fitting words to end our show for today.
Thank you for being with us this past hour.
We hope that the stories you've heard has moved you closer to getting to know us and our work more as part of the outreach ministries of St. John's Cathedral and as partners to the migrant community and other advocates in Hong Kong and elsewhere.
This is Johannie saying 多謝收睇，晚安。
And again, I am Cynthia, and you have just watched Migrants Matter.